Hello, everybody. How y'all doing? Welcome back to Vessel Angels Tarot. This is going to be a reading for April the 17th, 2025. I hope everybody is well. So, for the people who do not know, I do Vedic Sidereal Jasti, not Tropical Western, okay? And for that reason, it is Aries season. If you are still up under the tropical or Western astronomy or astrology, then I guess y'all said we already been in Aries season for like a week or two or something like that. Hey, Sugar Production, how are you? So for that reason, in my channel, this is Vedic Sidereal Jasti. Aries season is April the 15th through May the 15th. Now, if you do watch any other readings on YouTube, you will start to see a lot of the Emperor card to come out. That is because that's officially where the sun alignment is right now. I'm doing a general reading. This is not a list, but if I can get through this quick enough, then I will allow you to ask a question. Okay. So this is why I do have the Aries energy here. Aries is governed by Mars energy, but again, in Jasti or Vedic Sidereal, Mars is in Cancer right now. In Tropical Western, I believe they say that Mars is in Leo. Okay, and that's going to be a big difference on how you see things, how you go through things, and how you actually feel. Okay, because a lot of these times you will be watching readings and tropical western people will say something but nothing's not happening. And I'm not saying that they're wrong or anything like that. I'm just saying it's all about where the planet or energy is actually is. And if they're saying that it's supposed to be there or this is supposed to be happening in the reading and it's not, it's because that energy is not there in that house for it to happen. You get what I'm saying? So, now you don't have to be an Aries to listen to this. What you will need to do though is to, according to your personal chart, understand where the sun is right now for you. Now, if you have a birthday between April 15th through May the 15th, then yes, you're actually a Aries. You're not a Taurus and uh, you're not a Taurus, Gemini, or Pisces. You're Aries. Okay. Well, not Gemini, but mostly Pisces or Taurus. Okay. Um, Characteristics or what will be happening is why I'm doing this reading for the next 30 days is going to be um let's just say ownership, choices, decisions, right? Choices and decisions are two different things to me. Um, Entrepreneurship, governing, governing of your time, make the most of your time. Um, Desire also can be intimately. Some of you, even if you have been celibate, you may, be like, wow, I wish I had a partner. I've been, hey, Miss Linda. Um, and especially if you're a masculine, you are now making choices in your life or setting up a plan to find a mate, long term mate, actually. Also can be marriage. Now, divine feminines, you do have this Aries energy in your chart. Um, and for you is going to be more of what direction do you want to go, getting things in line, getting things in place, tackling paperwork, getting your house together, um, questioning, if you are dating, looking at that person differently. Can I see this person actually as a mate, as a husband, divine feminines? Your values also may change for this next 30 days. because you will be in this energy of a desire for a partnership of longevity also, but how you're looking at this person will be differently, whether they're new or old. Okay. Um, let's go ahead and start and get the cards out. Um, no, no, no. Sorry, my Bluetooth was trying to connect to my phone and trying to call people. I hate it when it do that. Alrighty. Let's just see what comes out. And if you didn't see last night's reading, the Emperor also came out. So you may want to take a look at that. Okay. Um, Power in reverse. Look, Leo came out. Now it's gonna be a while before the sun. Thank you, angels. It's gonna be a while before the sun goes into its natural home, which is Leo here. But the sun also being in Aries like it is now gives very much. It resembles very much the same energy. Okay, it resembles very much the same energy as the sun being in Aries, and also when the sun is in its natural home of Leo, and also a very very great time is when the sun is in 10th house of Capricorn, and also I would say Libra, but Libra is a bright star anyway that can hold her own in her own house, 7th house. So let's not include the sun in the 7th house, but 10th house of Capricorn, 10th house, I'm sorry, first house of Aries, and also 5th house of Leo. Very great times. Very, very, very great times. hmm Great initiative to get things done, keeping and having that sense of determination, that courage, that willpower, that tenacity, um, getting great leads on jobs, switching jobs, getting promotions, salary increases, bonuses, awards, scholarships, winning contests, and different things like that. Very great time when the sun is in Capricorn, 10th house, first house of Aries, and also being in the 5th house of Leo. Okay. Now, it did come out in reverse, and it only been like in Aries first house what for like 2 days now, so is at a very low degree, but your power, okay, your intuitive power also is going to increase. hmm as I teach y'all with Aries first house I am is you're going to be thinking about you. It's not saying that you don't love your spouse, your mate, your kids, your job, your community. It's not saying any of that. You're going to be thinking about you. You're going to be putting more of your needs first. You're going to get things done more about you. You're going to be making more decisions and choices about what is best for you. Whether it comes to about relationship, dating, and or a job. Okay. I also teach y'all like to remember me, myself, and I, like the song from Beyonce, that is very much Aries first house I am. Aries first house is also your soul. Okay. It is your first house. It is your soul, and it's all going to be about you. Now, it's also is your appearance. It is also like your physical body. It is also your personality, your persona. Okay, so a lot of that may also be looked at differently or seen differently by other people around you, even though you may not be a Aries. And this is going to be for everybody, okay? Because the sun being in the first house is going to exude that energy and change that frequency and vibration amongst everybody, okay? Now, also people that are in leadership, it may cause some issues. Because the sun also, like I said, or the Mars energy that represents Aries first house, um, and also Scorpio, right? Scorpio and Aries. Scorpio is a water sign, but it gives off Scorpio energy gives is associated with Mars energy as that same type of determination. Okay, but anyway, with dictators, leaders, people in leadership, business owners, people who hold titles, whether it's a king, a king, a king of a nation, a emperor of a country, or whatever. Also, people that hold titles such as presidents and things like that. Now, I am going to warn you that it is going to be a lot of power boosting the next 30 days, especially amongst the masculine. This is what I want you to understand. If you're a divine feminine, just stay out of it. It's going to be a lot of peeing contests. I hate to use that example, but the divine feminines, you understand what I mean when I say that, right? It's going to be a lot of pee contests going on amongst the masculines because of the sun brings out this Mars energy, okay? And also about what a particular masculine or the masculine energy within inside of you, divine feminines, is going to be more about what you desire. Yes, very much ego. This is why this power card is in reverse. Okay, and you see it's has half man, half animal, or half animal instinct. It's gonna be different for every masculine though, or divine feminine with it with inside of you, which more of the intuitive animal instinct that you will follow, or the human side. Okay, the human side is going to be more of the Mars energy, wanting to be controlling, uh, ego boost, narcissist type of speaking or speech or actions. um, Force also can be a issue the next 30 days while the sun is in Aries. And I'm talking about all around the world, not just about the United States. Okay? I just want to make that clear. So this will be something that will, um, especially with the masculines though, their ego is going to be through the roof. You can also see a lot of fights, altercations, unfortunately, situations that go on in your state or your community, such as very aggressive or forceful acts between people, um, in couples, husbands toward divine feminines or whoever their mate is. Oh, yeah. That is the slight difference between the sun being in Aries than the sun being in Leo. Because with Leo, even though it's the same energy as the sun wants to be seen. It got to be seen. It got to be heard. It's got to be displayed. It needs to be understood. It wants to be the only one um, that is paid attention to. And that is more of the aggressive energy that's different between a Aries, the sun being in Aries, and then the sun being in Leo. When the sun is in Leo, fifth house, that is more of fun, family, kids, sexual desire, or procreation, the act of procreation, the making of a child, dating, okay, going out, doing different activities. So it's more of a childlike, happier. Let's get together. Let's go out with friends. Um, let's go out on a date, or I'm dating now. Okay, bringing some type of joy and happiness and bliss, finding some type of contentment. But when the sun is in Aries, it's all about me, 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 me. And when you have dictators, emperors, presidents, governors, um, I'm also now hearing military leaders. Okay, when you have the sun there, it's more about aggression, ego. I'm the boss. I I want to showmanship that I'm the boss. I may also apply force because I am the ruler. I am the one in charge. I want everything about me. I want everything to be seen about me. Okay? And you're going to hear this in newscast, you know, in snippets, um, the way that social media influencers will begin to talk and to speak their experiences, especially if you're watching a divine feminine and maybe they say they went on a date. They may say, oh, this person that I went out with, oh, they were so much filled of ego. They were rude, they were aggressive, blah, blah, blah. And you're going to be like, oh, so I see what Vesta is talking about. It's the sun um, in first house. Okay. Shadow work. I think this is two. That's going to be too many. What we should acquire and work on is our shadow work during this time. Like Miss Linda said, instead of resulting in our ego or being egotistical, um, we should rely on working on our shadow work, which would be best. Okay. Now, like I said, a lot of opportunity beckons, will present their self, but it's going to be up to you, utilizing the energy of the sun being in first house to go after it. It's going to open up job applications. It's going to open up doors of opportunity. Um, it's going to um, enlighten or open up or shine on or shine through different opportunities. Okay, in whatever genre that you're thinking about: love, dating, getting together, proposals, job, career, education, leadership, and also, unfortunately, war. Okay, war and disagreements and very controversial conversations. Okay, can also be between two leaders or multiple leaders or between different countries. Okay, I know that may not sound like the best news, but that's every time the sun goes into Aries every year. It's nothing new, it never changed. But if nobody enlightens you about it, then you will not understand it and you will not see it taking place. Okay. All right. But paying attention to yourself, okay? Doing things more for yourself, you know, things that maybe could relax you would be very good right now. Trying to really stay away from aggressive or egotistical people, very controlling or narcissistic people, like my way or the highway type of energy, managers, supervisors, and things like that. They're going to be in their ego boost because of the sun being in Aries first house, where I'm the boss, I'm the leader. So they may be very much more authoritative, very much directive. And this can be anywhere. Okay, this could be a manager at a restaurant you go to. It doesn't necessarily have to be at your job. What I'm saying is that this energy is going to be displayed amongst a lot of people around the world, and especially if they are a Aries, a true Aries. Okay. But like I said, it's also a good time to initiate and to take control of things in your life, make these decisions, um, go after and grab these opportunities. That's going to be different for everybody. Okay, so now we have like power. We also have courage in reverse. But these are going to change in the upright though. The sun is only like 2 degrees in first house of Aries right now. So it is not really got its full potential, its full power. But find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. Aries' first house is very much power and confidence, courage, tenacity, willpower. I already said those words, right? And even if this is somebody that you're dating or something like that, whatever type of scenario it is, this person may not feel very inspired or have the courage or have the what's the word I'm looking for, have the self-confidence right now to maybe talk to you, to say something, to ask you out, to ask you to be in a relationship, to ask you for marriage. Okay, they may not have had or did not have that sense of courage, but now that the sun is in first house, they will. So a lot of different things will be changing because that Aries energy is always going to be the fire energy of going after one's desire. Now, I understand that everybody is not about relationship. So your sun energy will be for you getting your desire done, whatever that is. Changing a job, building a website, getting your product or your project up and out. You get what I'm saying? Whatever it is for you, um, is going to you're gonna be more hands on these next 30 days. So now we have grief. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it, but you had to. Whatever you are feeling a little sad or grief or disappointment about, whether it's a person, a situation, relationship, a material thing, a certain place, a job, a title, whatever it is, okay, um, you have to a lot of times lose things in order for new opportunities to go or gain new other opportunities. Because for whatever reason, you may not know or see that old opportunity may not have been the best for you. But if you were holding on to it, then it's going to end up really down the line causing more harm than good. And that include people staying in relationships longer than they're supposed to. They already seen the red flags, they seen the signs, but they just didn't leave. So if you some of you are going through a grief period and then the grief turned to guilt, this is the shadow work that you will be working on, okay? Release any beliefs that no longer assist in your soul's growth. What did I say Aries' first house was? Your soul. Okay? It is the life that is bestowed into you as a spirit going into a human experience as being born, right? We are all spirits, we're all souls. But the moment we are born, we are then transitioning into a human experience, right? And that is the Aries first house energy. You, you yourself. This also may be, for some people, a missed opportunity. Look at their indecision. If they do not utilize this courage, this tenacity, this drive, okay, and getting to their power and go after and obtain what they really desire or want for their self and what they want in their life, because the 30 days is going to go by very fast. I'm not saying that another opportunity will not show itself or beckon, but it's the best, it's the strongest when it's in Aries first house. The next time, like I said, will be when the sun goes into Leo fifth house. Okay? And I also teach y'all that when those energies happen, that is the best time to focus on those energies while it's there, because that is the opportunity, that is the gateway, that is the archway that is opening up for you to get the best and the most advantage out of it. Okay? Because it's favorable. If you wait until like the sun goes into the second house of Taurus, Taurus is a earth house. It's very grounding. What it will make you feel more stuck. I can't get this up out the mud. I can't, I don't feel, or I'm lacking the tenacity and the strength to get it done, you know? So when the sun is in these fire houses, that is when the matchstick is lit to put up under your behindy, okay? Up under your behind, and get you initiated and started, okay? Indecision. I use your intuition, or use your intuition in all aspects of life. That is totally what Aries energy does. Bottom of the deck is blame in reverse. Nobody is to blame but yourself. This is also somebody that may not be taking responsibility. It says for their own well-being. Okay? And I just told you what Aries first house is. It's your well-being. It's about seeing about yourself, getting things done for yourself, uh, protecting yourself, favor yourself, pamper yourself, choose you. I know a lot of us are very unconditional, loving people, where that we'll see about ourselves last, and then sometimes put family or friends or the job first, and then we'll see about ourselves at the last minute or not at all, and put ourselves to the side. No, you will be seeing this change in the next 30 days, and people may say or try to blame you or even guilt shame you to try and put you into grief, because how dare you, you usually will accommodate me, but now you're saying maybe not no, but you're saying not right now. I'm busy with myself. I'm concentrating on something. hmm I'm doing something right now. I'm taking myself to lunch, to dinner, out for a drink. I'm going for a walk in the park. I'm exercising. I'm walking. I'm reading. I'm turning my phone off, and I'm to myself. It's not really about isolation. It's about you're seeing about your physical body, um, your spirit, paying attention to it right now. Some of you also may feel a little guilt or grief about your appearance right now. So while the sun is in Aries, you may also start to exercise. Um, what do they call it? Detox. hmm Thinking about getting into shape. You also may be thinking about same similar energy of the sun being in Leo. You may even dress a little different, change your hair, change your haircut, wanting to appear differently. Okay. Some of you also with the moon card here may very much speak with authoritative about your feelings and emotions, because the sun is going to highlight that not only within you but other people, and you may also see other people's shadow side. Yep. Some people also may not appear now in these 30 days as in much power as you thought that they were, or as much as they were trying to execute. um like they're the you know and now you may see this people or a certain person like No, I really see you differently. The sun is highlighting your first house. So you may see them as their appearance differently, maybe good, or you may dislike their appearance. The same with you. How somebody view you. Um, their personality, their persona. You may gravitate toward it, or it may turn you more off the shadow. hmm But I do see somebody, if they don't take initiative in this great time of the sun in Aries as an indecision, they're gonna miss this opportunity. Whether it's a job, a transfer, um, not doing the work, okay, literally and also spiritually, materially, and also mindfulnessly, if that's a word, mindfulness, okay, with indecision here. Um, because once the sun goes to Taurus, somebody is going to sit on that decision even longer or pretty much change their mind. hmm And I say that because Jupiter will be leaving Taurus May 17th, and it will be moving to Gemini. So when the sun gets to Taurus, May 15th, in the transition of moving into Taurus, May 15th, if this is not has been initiated, a decision or something has been done, or even at least talked about, the sun being in Taurus is going to be a delay. Okay? It's going to be a delay. Queen of Pentacles. Like I said, money opportunities. Um, for some of you, even like winning different like sweepstakes and things like that also can be like certain things that, entering a contest, very much things of that nature. Also when the sun is, again, is in the first, fifth, and 10th, um is a very great time to build wealth. Queen of Pentacles. A change in your income, more stability also, but it also comes from the courage that you want to change in your sense of monetary value. Okay, because only you could do that, initiate it. Now we have the Four of Swords to a King of Cups in reverse. Like I said, somebody is feeling guilty, this indecision. I don't feel that they're blaming you. I feel that they're more blaming their self. They could be going through something else that doesn't have anything to do with you. That is giving them or keeping them in this indecision um, thought process. But somebody here is experiencing some type of grief. And when the Emperor is suffering grief, the Emperor turns into the Hermit to seek wisdom and guidance, seek alone time, meditating time, contemplating time. That's the Emperor in the Hermit energy as an indecision. And I also see the Emperor is like, should I love? Am I ready for love? Am I ready for partnership here? Okay. So it could have been some type of separation and or delay. Maybe for, I hope longer than 4 days. But at least 4 weeks, 4 months, and for some Emperor, 4 years. That they have been very hurt by love, in a sense of guilt and grief. Also could have been in a relationship that was giving them a lot of grief, um, and have been wavering in a decision. Okay. to leave that particular relationship. And for some of you, they could have met you, right? And now the emperor is scared or is waiting a decision here. And that decision is when the sun finally reaches first house. So, the King of Wands. Now, the King of Wands and the Emperor came out last night. So, this is what prompted me to do the reading today. The King of Wands, or the Kings, is all of the energies of the Emperor. It makes up the Emperor, right? So, we're talking about only a Emperor here. So, this Emperor is scared, blaming, guilt, still feeling grief, to come out of the Four of Swords to love and or to find partnership. Now, the Emperor needs to see this person as a Queen of Pentacles first before they see them as an Empress. Is this person very good to work with? Is this person going to be a great family person? Um, Are they going to be able to keep me grounded as an emperor? Because they are fire, and pretty much a great earth sign will ground a fire energy. If you got two fires together, that is combustible, right? If you got a water and a fire, and I taught y'all this a long time ago, if you got a water and a fire together, then the water may a lot of times put out the flame of a fire sign. Okay, it would kind of like drown the initiative, the courage, the willpower. It would kind of slow up the relationship. um just like two water signs together, it's always going to be very emotional. hmm it would need to be a lot of grounding. um it would need to be a lot of explanation going on, a lot of soothing and nurturing. But if you have two water signs together, then who is going to always constantly have that ignite, right? That passion, that desire, if you're two water signs that's in a relationship. But I used that as an example a long time ago, and I'm surprised I brought that up right now. But like I said, the King of Wands is here as the desire that the Emperor, okay, that the Emperor is wanting to ignite or initiate now that the sun is in first house. I feel that this Emperor has been bored with the King of Wands looking at the Four of Swords. This King of Wands, which is the Emperor here, has been looking at their self, have been blaming their self, have been looking at their self, staying in an indecision or indecisive situation or length of time, has been very indecisive. That could be about anything, about their money, about their feelings and emotions, about whatever grief or guilt, about a relationship, about not dating. This particular emperor also could have been celibate for a while, um, or not dating at all. But this King of Wands is the initiator, okay? That the emperor is going to be utilizing as his first efforts. Now, just like I said with the Mars energy, okay, uh, with different diplomats, emperors, kings, presidents, senators, governors, all type of people, leadership, teachers, superintendents, military, chiefs, police officers, all type of people with titles, okay, um, and or in leadership, supervisors, GMs, CFOs, all those type of people. They also, like I said, is going to be looking for desire. They also will be looking for a mate. So don't be surprised if your person in power, wherever they are or whoever they is, also could be you, begin to flirt a lot. Okay? They're going to begin to flirt a lot. They also could become very promiscuous because they are in the midst of making a huge change. This is also why the hangman is in reverse. No more delay. The enlightenment has has been received. The change of perception and perspective. Temperance also came out last night, which there needs to be some type of calmness here, okay? Especially with the shadow side. All right, bottom of the deck is coming out. Like I said, the sun is going to be utilizing you, your thoughts, your effort, your courage, your thinking power, your assertiveness, your boss mind, right? To go after different opportunities that can lead you to better financial structure or success. Okay? So I do feel if nobody has been really calling you back lately when it comes to jobs or anything like that, that's going to be changing. The delay is over. Mercury is direct now. Venus has also went direct. Mars is still in Leo, but Saturn is still in 12th house of Pisces. Okay, trust in the process, or this emperor is going to try you to see if they can trust you. Experiencing, we had that to come out the other night, day before yesterday, or 3 days ago, but it was in reverse with clinging to the past and past life in reverse. So this is about the here and now, and somebody needs to trust that process about the here and now. Letting the past go, whether it's material things, a location, a relationship, a thinking process, an actual person, um, whatever it is. All of this is about the here and now. Now, that card, patience, came out in reverse because it's time for the change. It's time to come on the inside and stop being the outsider. Okay? Now, if you also, for some of you, have had this person on the outside, especially if they are an ex, um, their desire is to still want to cling back on to you. So if you are moving yourself forward as an emperor energy, don't have shame or guilt or blame or grief about leaving a person or a situation behind. What we need to do right now is experience the here and now. Not the past, not the future, but the here and now. It's closing out something here, the world card, and a new opportunity here will begin. Okay? Now, the Page of Swords is in reverse, so more learning, more communication is needed, more research is needed also. Keep patience with yourself because the sun being in Aries, also, a lot of people will be very impatient. And it's going to highlight that in people. People will try to rush you, you know, um, hurry you up. It don't matter whether you're in traffic, standing in line at the grocery store, standing in line trying to order something to eat. Um, it can be a conversation over the phone. It can be somebody thinking that you're indecisive and trying to hurry and make you make a decision. And this is why two temperance card is out. Very much try to keep your patience. Now that I have enlightened you on why it's taking place, just keep your patience, okay? Let me see what else I can throw out here for you. I just also seen that Timu and Shein is going to be going up on their prices for the United States customers. So I was on Timu trying to find us some more cards. And they're going to be raising their prices as of April the 25th. So I only ordered from Timu 3 times before in the past 3 years. So maybe once a year. Um, so I was trying to get, a couple of more descriptive decks. And that is a great place because I already had got a couple of decks from them last year and the year before. So I was trying to order a couple of more decks before the prices go up. Do I know how much higher they're going to go? No, I don't. But right now, a lot of those decks are like $3, $4, $6, 10, 11, much cheaper than they are on Amazon or from their own private sellers that created the decks. So, um, just to keep that in mind, okay? Some of you also may be missing still some information. So just could try to continue to keep patient. Hold on to what you got right now. Try not to spend too much. Um, be close lip, close fit. Because for some of you, it's like still a couple of more things that you need to do, like a edit, a little bit more research, or change some graphics before you release your idea. Okay. I do see you got money on the mind. Okay. And you're ready to initiate or gain or get an opportunity. You're fine. You're okay right now. But just be careful with your spending and what you're spending it on. Um, just be a little bit careful there. Somebody also may be being stubborn when they do have a conversation with you, or when you do initiate a conversation with somebody, or they're being stubborn and this is why they're not communicating or texting or calling you. Okay. And they may be upset. They may be upset with you for whatever reason, but maybe because they think you caused the delay on purpose or whatever the case may be. And they may also feel that you're creating them to be an outsider, that you're locking them away and you threw away the key, um, that you're not as comfortable with them as much as you used to. And it's just like I said, the sun being in Aries, you're just paying attention more to yourself right now. You're seeing about yourself, you're enjoying yourself. Get some rest, you know, hold back, be very careful with your time and who you're giving it to. So now we have the principle, religion, dogma, family values, marriage, collective consciousness, tradition, and programming. Like I said about the marriage, the emperor and their values, their principles, is also being challenged to them right now. They may also be acting a certain way because of a certain tradition. So it can be due to um, a culture, you know, or some type of religious background or something like that. Beginnings, innocent, brand new, creativity. We do have the King of Wands, spontaneous, carefree, inexperienced, and tender. Now, the Page of Swords in reverse to me also can be an inexperienced energy, and this is why you or this person requires patience because maybe they haven't never met anybody like you before. Um, this Emperor does want a child. They do want family. And I believe for some of you, you may have to convert over to their principles and or religion. Um, now we have see, I keep telling you, longing, desire, magnetic attraction, charm, je ne sais quoi, je ne sais quoi, so, I can't even say it. Je ne sais c'est quoi, seduction and yearning. Okay. This emperor wants a brand new relationship with you. They want marriage here. They're very attracted to you, you to them. Obstacle, a mountain, obstacle, problem, distance, solitude. That's why I keep looking at this Four of Pentacles. Cold, block, indifferent, barrier, and interruption. This emperor also could have somebody in the past with the clinging to the past and the Page of Swords in reverse that keeps contacting them, that is providing or doing this interruption, and this is why they hold on or trying to still hold on to you. And this is why the grief, the blame, and the lack of courage, not feeling like enough power to let this world card happen, which is to end that so that the emperor can move on. Okay, that also can be you. And now we have the magician, like I was saying about the ideas and the thought process of an emperor right now. They're very curious about you. um some of you also may be holding back all of a sudden, or becoming a little cold and distant, or this is how they think that you're acting. But it's really more of you. It's the sun in Aries. You're just doing you. You're not trying to interrupt anybody. Um, you're just practicing a little solitude. And so this person is trying to figure out, as the magician, being very curious on how and what they need to do to take inspired action. Okay, to continue to manifest you, to keep you around and to hold on to you, and or what they would need to do to express their self. Because sometimes the emperor can be very cold and distant. The emperor is not a very emotional. This also probably why the King of Cups came in reverse. Because they're all about ideas, thought, the process, direction, getting things done, getting things handled. Um, Especially if they are the makings of a husband and or father. And this could be just their principles overall. Okay. Woo, look at that third party. I already called it. Another person involved. Someone else is influencing this emperor, which should not be the case. Okay. So the emperor needs to change that, and quit let outsiders influence their actions and their decisions. Um, a love triangle, or for some of you, could have a stranger to come up to you, and you may think that things will be okay, but then you will find out that they're putting you in a love triangle. hmm Now, the magician also can be a con artist sometimes, but the magician will work with the things in the material, the resources that they have, uh, whether it's money, house, land, car, um, material objects, clothing, jewelry, etc. Right? That is what the magician is able to do in this realm. But the ideas and the thought process and the manifestation and being the courted comes from above, as above, so below. So the major change for this emperor needs to be, um it's their pride, that could be a barrier between them missing an opportunity as a relationship with you, or opportunity in finance, or taking themselves to the next level, and also missing an opportunity that will keep them as an outsider, instead of making an informed action as the magician to bring them on the inside and to bring them into the emperor status. Okay? I feel that this emperor also has been holding their self back, or something as an obstacle has been holding them back. For a lot of people, it's another person in their life that they're dealing with, that they're still clinging to the past. It also could be a past job or the same job, and they're scared to elevate themselves, which means going into entrepreneurship as a emperor. You see what I'm saying? They may be keeping themselves at the same job, steady trying to make the same money, instead of making this choice as the magician and taking inspired action, instead of keep holding on, holding back, and initiating and helping this change. Because they want it. They want things brand new. Lastly, I also see that this emperor may spontaneously ask somebody to marry them. Or it could be because a child has been created, that this person has very strong values, family values, or dealing with their religion or their principles or their programming, okay, that they have to marry this person because of a child. And that may be um, someone else's influence that caused you to not be able to be with this emperor. But you're going to know who that emperor is, because they're going to desire you. They're going to have a lot of magnetic attraction for you. It could be a lot of seduction, innuendos, you know, comments, actions towards you. They may actually tell you, with the sun being in first house of Aries, and they may actually ask you, is this a problem that I'm married, for some of you, and or that I got a child's mother, or we live together, or something like that. Okay, yeah, the sun being in Aries is like somebody having the guts to speak their mind very aggressively, and to want things their way. Okay, always come back and watch this video, and look at there at the bottom, the Celtic knot: unconditional love, legendary divine union, eternal love, infinity love of a lifetime. And I feel that this door that is opening up for this time period, 2025, right, the number 9, is a sense of completion. So this needs to happen for this emperor. It's very much on their mind that this is the completion year, because next year is the beginning year, brand new. Okay, to be more carefree, for them to be more creative, or be able to be more creative in their own product, projects, business, whatever it may be. Okay, so this emperor does have a plan, but like I say, it is some nuts and bolts here about them releasing something else that they're dealing with. Are they going to still cling on to the past, or are they going to choose um, something more legendary? Not saying that that's not, but sometimes with religion and principles and dogmas and a sense of programming and tradition, people don't marry or get into a relationship or have a family based on a love of a lifetime. They have to do it according to the principles, religions, um, traditions, or the way that they have been programmed as a child. Also could be who they're associated with in their community, in their culture, in their country. Okay? But it is a Celtic not here as a divine union. But we will see. We'll probably do another Emperor video. But I'm going to leave it right here. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I made it just up under an hour. And I will see y'all in the next one.